A great medieval castle starts with a strong foundation. Builders chose high ground or cliffs for natural defense. Thick stone walls, often several feet deep, form the base. Limestone and granite were common materials, ensuring durability. The layout followed a concentric design, multiple layers of walls to slow invaders. Moats, either dry or water-filled, added another layer of protection. Without a solid base, even the grandest castle would crumble under siege. Towers were the backbone of castle defense. Strategically placed at corners and gates, they provided a vantage point for archers. Round towers were preferred over square ones since they deflected attacks better. Some had machicolations. Stone overhangs with holes to drop boiling oil or stones on enemies below. Inside, spiral staircases were designed to favor defenders, making it harder for attackers to swing their swords effectively in tight spaces. Battlements were the castle's first line of defense. These parapets lined the tops of walls, featuring alternating merlons and crenelles. Soldiers used merlons for cover while firing arrows through the crenelles. Some castles had hoardings, wooden extensions that allowed defenders to fire straight down. Later, stone machicolations replaced hoardings for durability. Without battlements, defenders would be exposed, making the castle vulnerable to enemy fire and scaling attempts. The gatehouse was the most fortified part of a castle. A heavy wooden portcullis, reinforced with iron, could be dropped to block entry. Murder holes in the ceiling allowed defenders to pour boiling water or fire arrows at intruders. Some castles had double gates, trapping enemies in a killing zone. Drawbridges added another layer of security, retracting over moats to prevent direct access. A weak gatehouse meant a doomed castle. The courtyard was the heart of castle life. It housed blacksmiths, stables, kitchens, and even a chapel. Lords and knights trained in combat here, while servants carried out daily tasks. Some castles had secret tunnels leading from the courtyard to escape routes outside the walls. A well or cistern ensured a steady water supply during sieges. Without a functional courtyard, a castle couldn't sustain its inhabitants for long. The keep was the last line of defense. This central tower housed the lord's quarters, storage rooms, and an armory. Its thick walls made it nearly impenetrable. Some keeps had underground dungeons for prisoners. The entrance was often elevated, accessible only by a retractable ladder or staircase. If the outer walls fell, defenders could retreat to the keep for a final stand. A well-built keep meant survival during prolonged sieges. A castle wasn't just about defense, it was a symbol of power. Lavish halls, intricate tapestries, and grand feasts showcased wealth. Some castles had secret passageways for spies or quick escapes. Over time, castles evolved into palaces, prioritizing comfort over fortification. Today, many stand as ruins, reminders of medieval engineering. Whether for war or prestige, a well-built castle was the ultimate stronghold of its time.